If you don't like what I have to say, then that's your problem, for I am a photographer. In this video, I'm gonna give you a business tip that will help you out immensely long-term as an architectural photographer. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Matthew. I am an interiors and architectural photographer based in Kansas City. And if it's your first time here, maybe consider subscribing. And if you just so happen to get anything out of this video, make sure to drop me one of these. Okay, so here's my business advice. As a photographer, whether you do this full-time or part-time, you have to be likable and easy to do business with. Now, wait. I know this sounds like a no-brainer, so don't hop off just yet, but stick with me here. If you're fairly fresh and somewhat new to doing this as a business, yeah, this probably seems like a no-brainer. You're trying to get new clients, so you in turn are putting your best foot forward and communicating in a way so as to attract new business. The caution lies when you start to do this for a while. You see, the longer you do this, the better your skills become. In turn, the end product, your photos, start to become better as well. And when that happens, you start to have more and more people tell you how beautiful and how amazing your photos are. And while that's nice and all, you, myself, all of us photographers, we have to keep our egos in check. And unfortunately, not every photographer does. Yes, as photographers, our images are works of art, but we could end up becoming egotistical jerks that nobody likes to do business with. You could take the most amazing, jaw-dropping photos, but if people don't like you or you're difficult to work with, it's going to be a major struggle for your business. Will you still have clients? Yes, of course. There's always going to be a percentage of people who put up with that sort of stuff, but most do not. If you've ever studied sales and marketing, there's some fairly well-known quotes related to this. People buy from people they trust, and they trust people that they like. People want to do business with someone that they like. If people like you, they're going to want to do business with you. And if they don't, you're going to have an almost insurmountable obstacle you're going to have to overcome. And one of the most simple quotes, people do business with people that they know and like. Kansas City here is kind of considered a mid-sized market. And many of us architectural photographers in the metro area we've met one another at one point in time, or at the very least we know of each other. And I cannot tell you how many times over the years I've heard stories about how stubborn or uneasy some of these photographers are to work with. Some have gotten extremely defensive when a client even provides some minor criticism of their work. On some shoots, no matter what a client would suggest, some photographers will only shoot the angles and compositions that they want to. Some of them have come out of the gate strong, acting like rage-filled jerks if they happen to find another local company who's using one of their photos without permission. And whether it was intended or not, a good amount of photographers now have a reputation for being difficult to work with. It blows my mind. Now, don't get me wrong, I have made plenty of mistakes too, so I'm sure some other photographers in the area have heard some stories about me. But any smart business owner tries to learn from their mistakes and move forward. What you don't want to happen is for someone like that to dig their heels into the sand and think that everyone else is the problem. Yes, we are photographers, we are artists, and we should be treated as such. True, but we are also running a business. Now, that being said, what that does not mean is you let your clients treat you like dirt and walk all over you. If you have rates for your photography work, stick to those rates. If you have certain days in your schedule that you do or do not work, stick to that schedule. If you have fairly tight policies regarding copyright and licensing of your images, stick to those policies. Being likable and easy to do business with does not mean that you are a pushover. In fact, having a strong resolve when it comes to your rates and policies can actually create more respect for you as a photographer. So if you've been in the architectural photography game for a while, or if you're fairly new, eventually you'll hit a point where you start to feel pretty confident in your skills as a photographer. And that's great. That is a good thing. People may love and enjoy your images, but a good question to ask yourself on occasion is, do they also enjoy doing business with you? I'm curious, have you heard stories about other photographers in your area being jerks or extremely unlikable or uneasy to do business with? Have you yourself been accused of being a jerk? How did you handle the situation? Were there actual things you could have done better or areas you could have improved? I sure have. Let me know in the comments. I'm interested to see what the feedback on this is going to be. This was a bit of a shorter video than normal. If you watched the whole thing, I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Matthew A Photo. And again, I appreciate you taking the time to check out the video. We'll see you on the next one.